Learn how to connect discrete data points with a continuous line by switching the render mode to line in Plotly.js. In this lesson, we want to look at how we can create line graph with the Plotly.js library and look at how to connect discrete data points with continuous line by just switching the render mode to line in Plotly.js. So let's move into our JavaScript and see what we need to do. Already in the HTML section, I've added this empty div with an ID and style. So let's move into the script style. And the first thing we want to do is we want to add a variable xArray, and we'll just put data. $80, $90, $100, $110, $120, $130, $140, and $150. So this is our data, and we're going to make another one for y, and y we can repeat numbers as well as add new ones. So once we have these two variables, it is now time for us to define our data. So make a variable called data and open an empty array, and inside this empty array, add an object instead. And inside this, let your x be the value of your x array, y to the value of your y array, and then change mode. And this time it's going to be lines and not marker. So once you are done with this, then move ahead and define layout. So to define layout, make an object. And this object is going to contain information on the x-axis where you can just set range. So let's say we want a range of 40 to 160. Then we can add, what is it called? We can add text alongside it. Then add another one for axis. And the price in million, let it be between 5 and 60 million. And then add title and call it price in millions. And finally add a brother title and call this one house prices. So now that we have this layout, now it's now time to display our data. Display our data. So call the library name and the new plot constructor and pass in your ID by plots, pass in data and layout, and then look at this beautiful line graphs that we have. And if you hover on it, you should be seeing information 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11. We have 14 twice. So whenever you have the same number repeated, you see it's flattening out. 9, 9. You can see 8, and then we have 9. You see 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 9. So and this is how you can create line graph using Plotly.js. So this example shows how our script uses the exact same housing data set, that is comparing square meters to price, but display it as a continuous upward trending line instead of floating dots. So the browser draw a clean path that visually map how the price rises as the whole grows. So this exactly is the purpose of this example. And take note of what we change here. We change mode from markers to line. So this is the exact property that transform our chart. By setting it to lines, Plotly connects the dots sequentially from left to right in the order they are written in the array with a solid line instead of displaying individual circular markers. And also, the information that we have in these two variables are our coordinates. They remain identical to our scatter data set. So Plotly map the first point at 50 to 7, 60 to 8, 70 to 8, etc. for each of the data that is contained in the variable. And lastly, we were able to set range. The custom layout configuration keep our line beautifully centered in a clean professional grid box with custom lines. Now, here are key takeaways from this lesson. Number one, the mode lines configuration instructs Plotly to draw straight line segments between each consecutive XY coordinate point in your array. Number two, use markers when you want to show raw individual data points like scatter plot, and use line when you want to emphasize a trend, a slope, or continuous change over time or size. And lastly, you do not need to change your data array or layout settings when switching from a scatter plot to line graph. Only the mode parameter changes.